Today I want to talk to you about that ever ongoing question of which handgun should I buy or which pistol should I get? What's best for me? So in the quest for a handgun, I've had a lot of women ask me, and also husbands of the women ask me, what handgun should I get? And in looking at that, we have the dilemma over semi-auto or revolver, and that's an ongoing thing. It's a matter of personal preference, and I always say that the best handgun is the one that you like the best. But I also want to discuss a little bit about caliber and what do you want? What do you want to choose for a caliber? You know, a lot of women and a lot of men, they'll buy guns for their wives and they buy this little petite, cute little thing. This happens to be the Remington RM380, and this is a micro carry pistol that I love. I really like this. It really feels substantial in my hand. I can shoot it effectively, and I like it. It's small, it's easy to conceal, and that's something to consider, isn't it? Well, let's look at some other things. This here, it's the RP9. It's a 9mm. This one here, again, it feels substantial in my hand. I can shoot it effectively. I really like this. The slide is easy to operate. That I know is an issue for a lot of people, but unlike the 380, look at this size difference. This one, this 9mm, is not going to be as easily to conceal, right? Okay. So those are issues that we consider in deciding which handgun to choose. Are we going to be carrying it? Or are we going to be placing it in the nightstand? Do I need something small that's easy to conceal, or do I want something that is going to effectively stop a threat? In talking about stopping a threat, a key issue is the caliber of cartridge we're putting in the gun. You see, that 380, the velocity, the energy that we're going to get from that round is nothing compared to the 9mm. And then we step up above there, and I look at this specifically because I've mentioned to others, I initially got my concealed carry for hunting purposes because I carry my handgun when I'm hunting, and the minute I don a jacket, it's concealed. So I have a concealed carry. So initially it wasn't for self-defense purposes, although maybe you could say defending your life against an animal attack is self-defense. But I don't see an animal attacking me. I also don't see a human attacking me, but I'm prepared regardless. So let's talk about this from the hunting aspect. In hunting, there are laws regarding what caliber we can use in our guns. In addition to that, it also specifies what energy, what foot-pounds per second that cartridge got to have. I showed you that 9mm. I showed you that 380. And the difference in effectiveness is quite substantial when we're looking at what damage it can do to a threat. So let me show you a common gun that I carry that a lot of people say, oh my gosh, that's so big. This is my Kimber, and this is a 45 ACP. This Kimber Carry 2 model is something that I like to shoot. I carry it because it's stainless. I'm out in the weather a lot. It gets moisture on it, and I don't have to worry about water damaging it so much as some other handguns I have. But if we look at the cartridge of this gun, as I said, 45 ACP, let me show you another. This here, whew, my oh my, isn't this one going to be difficult to conceal? Yes, it is. This is the Taurus Judge. It can effectively produce a 45 long Colt or a 410 man-stopper round. So the velocities and the effectiveness of the damage that a round can do coming out of this are really significant. In addition to that, I want to show you a gun that I've mentioned in other videos in the past. This here is the Kimber J6S revolver. It's also stainless. I do like this revolver because of the stainless factors, as I mentioned. Now, as I said, people are debating constantly, revolver, semi-auto, revolver, semi-auto. We're talking about self-defense. We're talking about concealability. This is a smaller gun. This I could conceal, and actually I do carry this concealed sometimes. This Kimber model, as I said, it is a revolver. It holds 6 rounds, and this is a .357 caliber. So let's look at velocity charts, and let's talk about which gun would you carry, and are you considering more than just the aesthetics, the features of the gun, or are you considering what damage the round is going to produce to stop a threat? So looking at the Barnes Vortex, I'm going to look at that chart because it does show a variety of rounds that are capable of being used for self-defense or hunting. I also want to compare that with the TAC XPD line of their ammunition. So Barnes makes both of these lines of ammo, and in the TAC XPD line, it's called Defense Ammunition. They have the .380 auto listed, and if you look at the energy is the way the round is going to hit the target, and that's going to effectively create damage. That .380 auto, the muzzle energy in foot-pounds is 174. So if we look at that compared to that 9mm, 323. Then .357 Magnum, 400 foot-pounds. And I stress 400 because in Colorado, for big game hunting, you have to have 400 foot-pounds of energy in order for it to be a legal hunting round. That .357 Magnum, it meets hunting criteria. Now think about that. You can effectively kill a bear or a mountain lion with that round. Now think about a human coming. Obviously they don't have as thick a hide or skin, but that's something to consider. You want to stop a threat. You want to save your life. Think about that. Now let's move down to the .45 auto. On their chart, they've got the .45 auto. It steps up to .411. So those are 2 rounds, that .357 and the .45 auto, that would meet legal hunting requirements. Then let's move over to the Barnes Vortex line. The .357 is at $498. A .45 Colt, which is what that judge holds, $467. And man, if we had a .454 Cazul, I wish I had one of those to show you because that sure would be cool to look at. $1605. My goodness, I think I need to go to the range and find one of those to shoot. Yeah, that's gonna knock somebody on their behind. But anyways, my whole point of today's episode is there's more to consider than the aesthetics and the mechanics of the firearm. You also need to consider what size cartridge do you want to send down to a target. On that note, let me know, what round have you chosen for your defense gun or hunting gun? Do you hunt with a handgun like I do? If you do, please let me know in the comments below. See you next week. Thanks for stopping in. Bye.